Aren't we, ducks? How are we doing? Good to see you all in the chat. Yeah, I was till about 10 seconds ago, just like reading all the comments, and I was like, oh, I've got 10 seconds left. Anyway, let's do the hellos and welcomes first of all. So, first one in is Marilyn. Lovely to see you, Marilyn. How are you doing? And closely followed by Lily Rose, two lovely people. And then we've got Rachel and Jabberwocky and our Sandra. Hello to all of you. And we have Elspeth and Sarah. We have Nadine and Sharon. We have Vintage Moon. Hello. We have Marita. Nice to see you. Rob. Hello, Rob. Good to see you again. And Trisha, Holly, Lette, Capadoro, is that how you say your name? Nice to see you. Lois, Jen's here. Hi, Jen. Lovely to see you. And Jennifer, Glinda, nice to see you. We've got Carol and Christine, and our Chris knows how to make an entrance. Nice to see you. And Moran. Hello, Moran. Lovely to see you as well. How are you settling back in France? Hopefully all settled now. Star and Flurry, hello. Ravenglands, nice to see you as well. Al Becca's here. Hi, Becca. And Jay and Jackie. I haven't caught a live in a while. No, Moran, but it's been a few months, isn't it, now that you've been back in France? Hope you're not missing the English way of life too much. Good old Manchesterford. I've lost where I got up to now. Donna, hello, Donna. Heidi, hi. Heidi, hi. Sorry. British humour. Hello, Donna. Kristen, Louise, hello. Gail. I almost read that as Gail Platt instead of Gail Pitt. Again, another British reference. Chewy, nice to see you. And Hummingbird, first time commenting on a live. Well, welcome. And thank you for commenting. It's lovely to have you here. And if you've just kind of lurked in the past, then that's fine too. But well done as well for putting your head above the parapet and saying hello. It can be a big first step for some people. So welcome. Riz, hello. And Kathy, hi Kathy. Hi Robin, he says, hello folks, tidying up stray decks for dispersal. Just about as I came away from your live, I still had it playing on my iPad. I grabbed a deck, which I've just realised I've still left on the shelf. But as I grabbed a deck, I had to move another one, and I took it off the shelf, and the bottom fell out, and cards went everywhere. And a part of me was like, I'm just going to leave them till after the live. And then the other part of me was like, that's going to bug me if I leave them. So get them picked up. But literally everywhere. And I've just put them, I have managed to put them back in the right way up, as in I haven't mixed the backs and the fronts because they go everywhere like that, don't they? But they'll probably be upside down, and I'll sort that. I'm just like, let's just get them back in the box and back on the shelf. Aldermoon, hello. Emmy, hello. Brianne, hello. Lovely to see you all. We've got Linda. I made it early. Nice to see you, Linda. Dear me, says Gail. I'm sure you're nothing like Gail Platt. Yes, back since August, settling in little by little in France, but I do miss the UK. It was my home for 11 years. Wow, 11 years. Didn't realise it was that long. Have I missed anybody else? Dawn, I think I might have missed, and Rolf and Heather. So hello and welcome. How's everybody's week been? It's been wet, really wet in the UK. Well, I can't speak for the whole of the UK, but certainly in the Midlands of England, we've had floods right outside of here. It's been on all the news, which has caused chaos in the city. But yes, hello to everyone coming in. Yeah, really, really bad floods where cars have, been stranded, and yeah, Sandra says extremely wet. We couldn't go for our walk this morning because the area that we normally walk the dogs is just bogland. There's poor farmers because it is farming land, but they allow you to walk on it. They put a gate where you can go in and out like that. And I mean, it's beautiful, but yeah, it's just bogland, so there was no point. And it was still raining when I got up this morning, so we didn't. And tomorrow we're not walking. I'm going to London. I'm going to that London tomorrow. If Ferdiad was here, it'd be like that London. I've got a conference, a 2-day conference, which was part of my last role, but because everything was booked and paid for, I'm taking with me my successor. So it's kind of like our handover. But I mean, I'm kind of like that with conferences, but it's something different. So no, I mean, we're not in the city of London. We're out at Wembley, so it's not like I'll get to do much. It's just work, all work and no play this time. Business, not pleasure. Tycon, hello. I've not seen you for ages. How are you doing? Good to see you. Wet in Norfolk too. Flooded in Cumbria. Oh, you are British then, Gail. You will have known the reference. You'll forget about it by the end of the live. Then next time you use the deck, you'll wonder what happened. Yeah. Although it's not one I use very often. It's in my pip shelf section, and it's the Loca, which is kind of like a hybrid between a playing card deck and a tarot deck, but it uses different pips. You're using my favourite mug. Yeah, my Glastonbury mug of the tour. It's cool, isn't it? It's a lovely mug. The shape of it as well is lovely for warming your hands as well. It's got that kind of wider shape at the bottom, a bit like a tankard. And I've got my Lady Grey. It was really warm here in South Germany where I live. Not good for my chronic pain. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear you're in pain. We had snow yesterday. It's melted already. Wow. There are some storms going around in the whole of the UK. Yes, well, last night was... I'm right at the top, as you know. I'm in the penthouse, dear. Just the top floor. But I'm also next to the lobby. So there's only 6 of us up here. There's 4 this side of the lobby and 2 the other side of the lobby. And in the lobby is the double lift shaft. And my bedroom is next to the lobby area. And because we're on the top, there's like ladders that go onto the roof. I mean, it's all enclosed. I can't get up onto the roof, thank goodness. But there's like, what would you call it? Not like a little, on top of the lift shaft, there's a door that you can go in. So if you need to make repairs to the lifts, that's what they do. And whoever went up there on Monday, because the lift had broke on the Sunday, they forgot to lock the door. And it must be actually like a metal gate, because when the storms have been blowing this week, all you hear is this gate bang, bang, all through the night. And I think they must have got to it yesterday, because that was Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, all through the night. And it's like, because it's basically my bedroom windows, and then this it looks from the street, because I've looked at one. It's like a little shed, but it's obviously for them to go in and do the repairs. And I was like, and they did this once before, and they left it for weeks. Nobody would come out, because they've got to call them out. They've got to pay them. They've got to get up onto the roof of a skyscraper, basically. But I can't believe that they didn't shut the gate and lock it. So it was just banging in the wind, and it is deafening. And when you're in bed and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you just hear this bang, then it's, So I've been yawning all week at work. I'm like, I'm not getting much sleep. I have to keep explaining why. But where did I get up to? Favourite mug, I saw that. Very wet in Glasgow, nothing new there. Unusual rainy day in Los Angeles. We so need rain. So that's good. It's a good time to just get cozy with a cuppa and do some journaling. Yeah, and play with your cards as well, isn't it? Wembley, that's not far from me. Yeah, we're just stopping in a Premier Inn for 2 nights, Sunday night, Monday night. So there's the conference on the Monday, there's a dinner in the evening, and then the day 2 of the conference on the Tuesday, and then I get back really late Tuesday night, and I'm back in work on Wednesday. Cloudy and cool temperatures in Sudbury, Ontario. Oh, we've got a Sudbury just not far from here in Derbyshire. And we've got a big hall, Sudbury Hall. One of my favourite school trips when I was a kid was to Sudbury Hall. And we went into the fantasy room, and it was amazing. It's really vivid in my mind. Oh, Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Having my hot chocolate with a sip of rum. Oh, chewy. That sounds divine. Quite a few people Brianne's from Ontario as well. Hello, Dawn. Nice to see you. Dawn the Prawns here. 75 degrees in Louisville. Or is it Louisville? Southern Spain. People from all over the globe. That's why I put that little thing on during the intro. I love that. It's like all the little email accounts connecting up, us all coming together through our computers and devices. I'd have gone myself to close the door. If there was a way to get up there, mind you, I would not go up onto the roof of this in the gales. I would have just got sucked off. Oh my God. I would have got blown off that roof. Oh God, you stupid. Freezing in Sutherland. Hey Moran, how are you? Oh, IKEA in East. Oh, I almost read that as I went to IKEA in Easter, and I was like, that's crazy. I try and avoid IKEA at the best of times, let alone bank holidays. The Wombles weren't from Wembley, Wimbledon. The Wombles are Wimbledon, and the song used to be "The Wombles are Wimbledon, common are we?" And I thought they're all common. They lived in Wimbledon. I was like, oh, they're being a bit hard on themselves. They're all common, but they're from Wimbledon Common. Stay away from the roof. That sounded so bad. It really did. But you know, here's an interesting fact, and this is where my brain must have gone. The wind doesn't blow, it sucks. It's true. Look it up. The wind does not blow. So it's a drop in pressure which creates a pressure and temperature, which creates a vacuum. So when you're feeling the wind blowing, it's actually being sucked from behind you. So if you imagine being in, if you get a vacuum cleaner and you're, it's that sucking energy. But if you was in between the nozzle, then that's what's happening. Nearly choked on my popcorn. I'll probably get a strike. I never think before I say things. The elevator in the house where I live was out of order, but the door keeps going on and off for 2 days. Feel you, Simon. Ugh. That's awful. Yeah. But I think they sorted it because unless I was just exhausted, but I can't hear it now. But the wind has dropped today. But last night I just slept soundly. But I think it's been a long week and I was really tired, so maybe I was just out of it. But so wind is nature's Hoover. Yeah. Yeah. There used to be a program over here called Duck Quacks Don't Echo. And it was like, it was a bit like a quiz show. Lee Mack was the presenter of it. If you're in the UK, you'll probably know him. But Duck Quacks Don't Echo is a true fact. So just because, I don't know why, I can't remember. But that was the whole premise of the show. And they would give these facts and you had to work out whether they were true or false. And then they had this expert panel who would then give the scientific explanation and verify. And people of the audience were also allowed to bring in some facts. But to win the show, you was given all these facts. You had to work out whether they're true or not. And some were like really out there that turned out to be true. And one of them was that the wind doesn't blow. It sucks. Either way, the wind sucks, Brian. Yes. I love Southern. I used to run away there all the time when I was an errant teenager. Southern. I'm not sure what Golden had said but Simon, are you sure it wasn't a ghost trying to communicate with you? With the grate? No. It was a lazy workman. Or a forgetful workman, or workman in a rush. That's the type of random facts I love to say in parties when no one asks for it. Yeah. Did you know? Just like I've done with you guys. Well, I felt like I had to justify my my double entendre. Anyway, what's been happening? So I am going to share as well my decks that I'm working with in November, because at the end of each month, I've done it through the year, I always share the decks that I'm going to be working with. But the end of last month, we was in Glastonbury, and so because it was Samhain, so by the time I got back, it was something like, is it the 2nd, I think? And then I had the haul to do, and then I had to put the vlog out, and then I wanted to show the Bouchette stuff that had been sent from the creator. And yeah, before I knew it, it was like a week in, and I was like, well, there's no point doing it now, so I will do it on the next live, which is tonight. Next week we have Spotlight, so that will be fun. That seems to have come around really quickly, but I think it will be 4 weeks, but I think having a week away the first week, and then having to work through the decks makes it feel like we've only just had a spotlight, but we haven't. Has the chat frozen? No, mine's moving pretty fast. Snack Saloon says, "What's the weather like today?" It's just wet today. Who was it just said, today's the sort of day, this is the sort of weather just to hunker down with a warm drink and get cozy and read and journal. That's pretty much what I did. I woke up as not the normal, like 5:30 time, went to the loo, got back in bed. I thought I could have a lay in, and I didn't go back to sleep. So about 6, I got up, made a cup of coffee, and just got under the duvet with my mug of coffee, caught up on social media. With not walking, it felt quite nice to be a little bit decadent. And then I wasn't going to go out. And then my friend text to say, "Oh, I'm in town if you want to meet up for a coffee." So we had a couple of coffees in town. And then I came back and got ready for tonight. I was an errant teenager too. I think we've all had our teenage years and where there was a little bit errant. Phoenix, cold, windy, rain, coming, cozy. So a couple of things. Firstly, one of the decks that Cheryl sent last month for Spotlight was the Baddeley Tarot. Now, if you're in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group or you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen these anyway. But for everybody else, I'll show you what I did, because if you recall, they were they're great, but they were they'd got a panel at the top and at the bottom, and it repeated because the artwork in the middle had the title and the number, and then it had it again in the banner. So I modified it, and these are the backs, and I think that's done it quite well. I edged them in brown to match the backs, and I really am impressed with the end result. So I just think that's so much better, because you can see in the artwork it still says the tower, it's got the number here at the bottom, and the way I did it was I was going to go to the line, but I thought, no, actually, because why do something that will take twice as long? Because all I had to do was take the top and the bottom off instead of doing the sides. And I actually quite like the line. It still gives it a border. Now, as I said when I put it in the Facebook group, there was a slight, and it's very slight, bit of bleeding. Most people won't notice, but when you're looking for it, so I don't know if you can see just in the corner, look, but when you're looking at it like that, you can't see anything. And to be honest, I think it's a small price to pay for the end result. The cardstock is really nice. It's a beautiful silky matte. It's quite thick cardstock. But I just think this has now got a life of its own. Vintage look. Yeah. The brown is great. What's this deck? So this is the Baddeley Tarot. This one. I don't know if there's a picture on the back. Yeah, so these are what they look like with the top and bottom panels on them. It comes with a brilliant book. It's quite a chunky book. But here's our devil card, look. And it just feels so much. And I thought, will it be too small? But actually, my huge hands. I mean, it's still quite a chunky, decent size deck. Beautiful job, Simon. Your edging is exactly the colour of the new Twisby fountain pen that I'm... Oh, is there a new one? I'm not going to look. Do you know, and I put all my fountain pens that I wasn't using into an old zip cloth holder that I had, and I can't find it. And at work in my new job, I've got to have a red pen and I've got to have a green pen, and for marking I have to have a purple pen, and I've got a purple one at work, and give me the thumbs up, and I've got a red one that I use, and I thought, I'm sure I had a green one, but I can't find that bag of pens. So I don't know what's happening there. I mean, look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? It feels like the same size as the Bonefire. Yes, it probably is around that size, actually, the second edition Bonefire. I'll just show you a couple more because so gorgeous. Here's the Hermit. And I'll show you a couple of minors. Here's our Ace of Swords. Purple. So when you IQA, you use a purple pen, so that the EQA, the external quality assurance person, when they come in, they know that the teacher's marking and signatures, and the IQA, the internal, which will be me, has marked it for qualifications. So I only write with fountain pens. Is this a pip deck? No, it's not a pip deck. I mean, some are semi-pips, but no, you wouldn't call this a pip deck. I mean, I love the twos. The twos are all like that, the Vesica Pisces. That's a bit pippish, isn't it? But not all are like this, for example. So much improved. I'm really happy with it. I mean, I liked it anyway, and I ummed and ahed about whether to do it, and I thought, do you know what? It's a newish deck. If I ruin it, then I can get another one pretty easily. It's by Blue Angel. That's not the piece of paper I thought it was. It's already in the box. Yeah, so Badley Tarot I modified this week. Hello, Ravensong. I just sat down the other day and cleaned and filled my pens. Thank you, Chris. Okay. What else to tell you? Oh yeah. So I got lucky. I got really lucky. I was watching. Gosh, who was it? I was watching. Marilyn from Tarot Clarity, and she was comparing the Tarot of the Witches with the James Bond 007 deck. And the James Bond 007 deck is one that I've always wanted to get, but never been able to get for a price that I was prepared to pay. And then because she showed it, 007. Because she showed it, it kind of puts it in your mind again. I thought, let's just go and have a look on eBay. And I scrolled down a bit and I saw one. And I always look at the pictures. And whilst the box was a bit scuffed, I thought, that looks like a really good copy. And then the price they were asking for was reasonable-ish, but they had an option and I'd always recommend trying this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, where it says make an offer. So I thought, well, I know how this works because I did that with the classic tarot, but I actually picked this up for £9.50 in Glastonbury. So I'm glad they said no. But what usually happens is you put in a lowish offer and they come back with, well, no, I'm going to reject that, but how about this? And then you keep going until you meet in the middle. It's a bit like bartering, isn't it? Or like an auction. Who's gonna win out? So I put in this relatively low offer, and within 5 minutes, I got an email saying, success, we've taken the money, your offer has been accepted. I didn't realise now that, unless it's always been that way, but if you put an offer in and they say yes, it just takes your money. So I was like, whoa, okay. So I got it, and it came within 2 days. This is the 1973 James Bond tarot. I love this box. It reminds me of my first ever 1JJ Swiss, which was in a tall yellow box like this that I got in 1987, the year you were born, Chris. And it comes with the book by Fergus. The deck's by Fergus Hall. The book is by Stuart Kaplan. As you can see, Stuart Kaplan. Which is cool because it also comes, like the 1JJ Swiss, with this pull out as well, which is really cool. It does smell. Now, because today I've had to put all of them back in order because I knew I'd probably show it, and I've been using it. But the smell of this sheet and the cards, you know how certain smells just take you back to a certain place in time? It smells like my granddad's garage. My granddad, who died when I was 16, I'd only just turned 16. He was the first death in the family. It was my mum's dad, so my maternal granddad. If somebody had said before today, what did your granddad's garage smell like? I'd be like, I don't know. I suppose like any garage. And then when I was putting the deck back in order, I smelt it, and I was just back as a teenager in my granddad's garage, and I could always remember he had a vice on the side. I don't know why, but I thought it'd be really funny to put my fingers in it and see how far I could tighten it before it started to hurt. So that smell just took me straight back to that garage and that vice on the side. Simon is being shady. Why am I being shady? What have I done now? I was born in 1988, Simon. Why did I think you were born the year I left school and went to work? I always thought you was 87. Oh, 88. Well, that's the year I turned 18. Shady. Sorry, Chris. Didn't mean to age you by a whole year. Yeah, but isn't it weird how smells can just do that? Because until you smell the smell, you don't realize that your brain made an association. So every time I went in that garage, because they lived in a bungalow and you had to go through the garage to get to the back garden, it had a front door on the front and a kitchen outdoor on the side, which we used. And then the garage was there, and you lift up the garage and you went through another door at the back and it took you into a private garden. So we went through the garage quite a bit in the summers, but I never realised at the time that that garage had a certain smell until I smelled this deck. And I thought, I'm never, because some people say, oh, when you've had a deck that's really old, you should perhaps put it in a bag with some herbs or baking powder, all that kind of stuff. And I thought, no, I like this smell because it takes me back. So it comes within a box. We've got this lovely 2-piece box as well. Now, here's the beauty of this deck. This deck had not been used. I can say that with a cast iron guarantee, because you know when cards have when cards are new, you have that kind of, you have to crack, and then some of the cards are not stuck like sticky through time, but the newness where you have to prise them apart a bit. That was exactly how this was. And when I got to the minors going through it, it went king, queen, knight, page, 10, knight. Nobody reorders them in that way. And then I looked at these cards and they are brand new. I was like, wow. I really looked out there. And I do have the Tarot of the Witches, and the original ones have the plaid backs like that. But it's not until you get them side by side. These have a more a plasticky feel. Still nice, but they have more of a plasticky feel. But the colours are really different. And this is what Marilyn was showing on her side by side. She was like, gosh, look at the difference. There was just like almost, particularly the backgrounds, completely different shades. What's this? Moran says, so here's a random fact, but scent memory lasts longer, fade later than any other types of memory. I can believe it. I actually can believe that. Another one is music, isn't it? If you hear a song, you can be transported straight back to a time. But smells, it's incredible that that's stored in your brain somewhere. My granddad's garage that I'd not been into for years, like 40 years, smelt this deck, and there I am in the garage. Weird. Hello, Ferdiad. Was on about you earlier. How are you doing? So anyway, everybody will be familiar with this deck, but in case you're not, I'll show a few of my favorite cards from this deck, because it is very quirky. This is the card from the film. I mean, there's a few cards in the film, but the whole thing about James Bond trying to seduce Solitaire, and they turned over the lover's card, and then when he embraces her, his hand slips and all of the cards are the lover's card. I do think there's quite a few Ming the Merciless type people in this deck, but here we are again, look. But it's of its time, and I love the colours in the background. Really, really nice. The Hermit's great. The Strength is like a circus type strong man ripping up a phone directory or something, or an encyclopedia. Death is epic in this. I'm trying to get it so there's no reflection. I also love the Devil in this deck. I think a lot of people, and the luminaries are brilliant. You know how I like my faces in the star, the moon, and the sun. So here's our 3 cards. Look at the different colours as well. I just think it's so quirky. And we even have a Face in the World card. Judgment is brilliant. Got them the wrong way around. And then it is a pip deck, and I think not everybody likes this style of pips because it's not Marseille or anything like that. It just does its own thing. But again, the colours are more rich in the James Bond 007 deck. The blue is more, just more deep and rich. Because it's cups and the heart, the emotion, we've got that in the centre. The court family are all blue as well. What happened to Fergus Hall? Does anyone know? No, it's an interesting point, isn't it? Then we have our batons. Then they go up in number. And then there's our courts with these beautiful orangey browns. We have a sword suit. Now, the sword suit, I mean, it's air, so it's got wings, but we've got this flying foot, and it just reminds me of Monty Python. You know, you'd be watching a Monty Python sketch, and suddenly you'd have like a, or in between on the credits or something, you get like this flying foot. It was around US 100 for this deck. That thing is worth loads. Is Ramon here? Or is it Roman? Oh, it's Roman, isn't it? From Gold, Mund XY. Beautiful green. It's a gorgeous green. And we have an eye in the centre. And then the pentacles. So I was thrilled to get it, because it was one of them that I've wanted for years, and then never got round to getting. So I will tell you what I paid for it, because as I say, I really looked out. I offered £60, and it was free postage. And when they said they've took the money, I was like, wow, £60 for the James Bond 007 deck. Yeah, I was thrilled, really thrilled. And even though it comes in the kit with the book and the pull out, you still get in this one as well, just a little white book, also by Stuart R. Kaplan. So, you know, you can, instead of having to carry everything around with you, you get the cards as well. You can just carry this 2-part. It's quite sturdy, actually. And this, again, you can tell it's never been used. Look, there's not a scuff or anything on it. It's just brilliant, really, really brilliant. You could just put it in your bag, and you've got a little book. I wouldn't use the book personally, because I read pips in my own way. I would imagine that this is kind of based on RWS meaning. So let's have a look. Let's go to cups. Let's go to 6 of cups, because that's nostalgia. And 6, memories, past influences, nostalgia, childhood past, things that have vanished. So Stuart Kaplan, as we know, big advocate for RWS, has put those meanings into the little book, and I'd imagine it's the same with the big book as well, rather than, you know, pip numerology, and that's fine. Where are we? Cups. In fact, you get the same information for the pips as you do in the little book. 6 of Cups, memories, past influences, things that have vanished, childhood past, nostalgia, longing. Then you get a reverse meaning as well. So you do get a little bit more, but you get a lot more for the major arcana, as you can see. So, yeah, so I was really chuffed with that. £60, not bad for a vintage deck out of print. Lucky you, I got the greenie for the same price. Do you know, I didn't pay an awful lot for my greenie. I think I did the make an offer, and that was in brilliant condition as well. I've done really well this year for obtaining out of print decks and them being really, really good. The only downside, which I've still not been refunded for, is the Belby. I'm so over that because I will only get a refund on the deck, not on the postage for it to be sent to me. And then a week ago, they said, having chased it for like 6 weeks, maybe more, they've now said you've got to send it back. And I'm like, okay, so that's going to cost me, would cost me £5.65 to send it back. So that's £10 gone because of what I paid for the postage to get to me. And it bothers me a bit because I'm thinking, if this, I do believe it was in error. But if I'm sending it back, what is that person going to do with that deck? Will they wait a bit and will it get listed again? And will somebody else have to go through all of this trying to get the get a refund? And I don't know. It's just a bit frustrating. I was like, So anyway, I've had to send it back. I had to send proof that I've sent it back. I had to send a link to the tracking information, and that was on Monday. And I've still not been refunded for the Belby, and that's like 60 something pound that's due to me. So, but anyway, Sandra says, whenever I look for out of print decks, they are mega money. I gave up with getting a greenie. Yeah, you just have to, every so often, I've got my list of stuff, and every so often, if I've got nothing major coming up and I've got a little bit extra, then I think, let's just check. And I'll go through my list and have a look, see what's out there. Because sometimes they come up, but it's just being in the right place at the right time, isn't it? So I had those when I was in college. Hello, Mountain Shadow. Nice to see you. What's that? Is that for the 007 deck, Nadine? There's a copy listed here in New Zealand for 202 New Zealand dollars, which is £87 sterling. Okay. That's an exchange, isn't it? 202 to 87. Yeah, so yes, and if it's not meant to be, then that's fine. Well, it's just about patience. I would keep checking periodically. That's a joke. They're clearly just hoping you'll give in and think it's not worth the hassle. Belby bags. Well, I'm not giving in, but it's not the seller. It's PayPal, because I raised it through PayPal. So it actually ties the hands of the seller. But when they said return it, I'm like, I don't even have their address. So I had to contact them and said, look, for me to get this refund, I've got to send it back to you. So can you let me have your address? And it was in Enfield. So if ever you want to buy the Belby, have a look who's selling it. Just be warned. If it's coming from London, no, you can't say the whole of London, can you? But yeah, so it's not really on the seller. It's on PayPal, but it's gone on for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, we're 50 minutes in, and I've not shown you yet what decks that I'm working with for this month. One has changed, but you might know why if you've watched the one in the last couple of days. But my AM deck, as you know, I do a pip deck in the morning, and a illustrated deck in the evening. I like that format. It works well for me. I need clarity in the morning. Now, I'm not saying illustration decks don't give me clarity, they do. But for me, I'm just finding that a pip deck just gives me a couple of words to go on, to think about the day. Whereas when I've got a bit more time in the evening and I lay my cards down and they're illustrated, then I can really look at the image and see kind of that reflection on the day and how things might have played out. And I took with me to Glastonbury for my... Did you hear that? Did Tommy just heard somebody scream? You might have to rewind about 10 seconds, but that was really loud here, so I'm wondering if you heard that. I'm using my new drawers. So this is the one that I took, which was Ancient Italian. And Sandra and I pulled cards from this when was in Glastonbury. This is still one of my favourite mass market decks for less than 20 quid that's on the market. It's beautiful, incredible. Yes, 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 scream. Oh, wow. Yeah. And I don't know what it is because it felt like it was right outside my door. But we're all, I could class myself then. They're all pretty old up here. So I don't know what it is, but there was a scream and it's gone, stopped. Yes, we heard the scream. Yeah, weird. Okay, see you later, Chris. Have fun. So I am using the Metanoia second edition. So as soon as I got back from Glastonbury, I did the Bouchette video, and I just love this. It's rose petal. These are the backs. It is so soft. It is so gentle, so clean and crisp. The artwork is just beautiful. Just beautiful. It's up there, spoiler alert, for the end of the year, top 10 decks of the year. It's up there with one of not only my favourite decks of this year, but of all time. It is just stunning. And the colour, I mean, look. I love the first edition. It's still on my table. But what she's done with some of these colours, especially like the oranges there in the middle, she made them stand out more. Just beautiful. Look at the Justice card. Look at her dress. And look at the colours in the Death card. And the reeds. Don't know how I'm going to pick my top 10. So many decks. I find it so hard each year to do it. And I always feel ones that get left out because I'm like, oh, I love this deck. And it doesn't mean we don't love them, but you know, we can only have 10. And I used to do honorary mentions, and I say, well, I'll give this an honorary mention. And then I look at the others and think, well, why didn't they get an honorary mention? And then I think about the creators, if they see it and think, oh, my deck's not in there and didn't even get an honorary mention. So I'm like, I'm just going to do my top 10 at the moon card. I mean, just, isn't it beautiful? So this, over the last few weeks, has just given me, and we've got these 2 extra cards. The time is now, and then it's not the right time, or words to that effect. I haven't pulled that one. I have pulled the time is now twice. But look at the detailing. Here's our magician. And I always think, and it's funny that they've come out together here, that the Le Pendu, the hangman, is the magician. They look so similar. It's a very pretty Marseille deck. Simon, I heard the screaming, sounded female. Well, at first, as daft as it might sound, I thought it was an animal at first. It was quite primal. Look at the colours coming from that lantern in the Hermit. Isn't that just gorgeous? And I love the Two of Cups. Anyway, I'm not going to show them all, but there is a walkthrough on my channel from like 2 weeks ago. Could it be foxes screaming? Well, if someone's let a fox in here and it's made its way up to the 19th floor, no wonder it's screaming. No, I think as well it would be, if it was an animal, it would still be doing it, wouldn't it? But it sounded like a scream outside my door and then it just stopped. Gravity, yeah. So that's my AM deck. Now, my PM deck has just changed. So I took with me to Glastonbury, and I wasn't ready to stop using it because I hadn't had it that long. But I took the Golden Era Tarot by Daniel Martin Diaz. These are the backs. And this is the RWS. I think I said on my video, if you've ever seen an RWS like this, it's on the beautiful casino grade, soft, silky linen finish. The cards are bigger than a standard RWS. They are the size of the Pagan Other Worlds. I reckon it's printed by that same, expert playing card company. So you can see the size difference there. And this deck is just beautiful. I think, Sandra, did I pass it to you and you had to look through? It is based on the 1909. The colours are muted, like the 1909. It has that aged feel to it, aged vibe. But at the same time, the line work is so clear and clean and crisp. It's beautiful. There are some good readings with that deck in Glastonbury, Simon. Yes, there was some good readings with this deck. You're right. Oh, it's so nice to hear the bongs again. They've been off for months. Yeah, it's got the little squiggle on the sun. So, yeah, I mean, other than my blushing fool, this has become an absolute favourite RWS. It feels such a quality deck. And I think I said at the time, I can remember thinking when I got Pagan Otherworlds, then I started to get a few others in the same, Carnival at the End of the World and the Kitchen Chops deck. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if there was an RWS like this? Don't open the door. No, I'm not going to. And now there is. And this sold out like that. And I'm not surprised. I do believe that Daniel Martin Diaz has got some more back in, or if they're not back in yet, they're about to come in. But I don't think even he realised just how quickly this deck would sell out. I bought this from Cheryl at Oneness Emporium, so it was great that I didn't have to pay all the shipping and tax and everything else. So that was just wonderful. And I did say to Cheryl, as soon as you get them, let me know. Because all the other decks that I bought, I'd bought from the States. So it was nice to be able to get them from Cheryl over here. Oh, tuck that in. You're his guardian angel. Someone's guardian angel. But I did a video the other day and I said, I'm showing this now because I really want to work with it. So because I was partway through October when I started using that, because I couldn't wait. I just wanted to start working with it. I've kind of worked with it for a month and it's not going anywhere because, like I said, it's one of my favorite RWSs. So in my drawers there, it lives in the top drawer. And then I've got my Ancient Italian in the second drawer. And then I've got my Greenie in the third drawer. So RWS, Pip deck, Toth deck. My favourites from each. So I showed you the Black Line Tarot, which we picked up in Glastonbury in this beautiful box. Limited edition, independently produced deck. It's not very often you see indie decks sitting in shops. So Sandra and I both brought a copy. But again, this is on really nice card paper as well. So I thought, do you know what? I really want to work with it. So I've been working with this for about 3 or 4 days now. Even though this might have gone out like 2 days ago, I filmed it at the beginning of the week. So you'll probably heard me say that I did a few videos in one go and scheduled them. The Bodicea Tarot is scheduled to go out on Monday when I'm in London, because I thought, well, this tonight's, and then I'll do the Bodicea one on Monday, and then I'm back on Tuesday night, so I can do another Wednesday, try and do one like every other day or something. But yeah, this is a brilliant deck. Artwork is great. It's got a real pagan vibe. But again, some great evening reads with this. Sandra just checked and there's 2 left in this next batch. Is that for Golden Era? you probably might need to put another order straight in, Cheryl. If there's only 2 left, they've probably just gone. Yeah, I mean, just look at it. So this is the evening deck that I'm working with. I'll pre-order one now. Is this what we're on about? If you get more, can you let me know, please? Arriving on Tuesday. So I've put another order in. Oh, you have? Yeah, I think this is a deck that's just going to keep selling and selling. I mean, it's bound to, isn't it? It's an RWS and it's on the most fantastic card stock and quality. So I can't see it ever, unless he just decides to stop printing them. I think this is one that's just going to keep going. Look at the Hermit. So if you want to see a full walkthrough of this, it's the last video I think that I put up. I think it's so hard when I've scheduled them, but I think it's the last video that went up a couple of days ago. Oh, I love the Knight of Wands. Look at that little tender looking up. Chariot is great as well. So it's very dark, but it's brilliant. It's very clear for reading. Can you put the deck name on the banner? Well, it'll mean going into my banners and typing them out. So I'll just show it here. Look, it's the Black Line Tarot, and it's by Agni Prasada Burning. Agni Prasada Burning. And they are signed and numbered. So this is 277 of 525. And then I also do a week ahead spread. So I'm going to be using, and I'm going to do this tonight. Now, normally I do it on a Sunday evening, but I'll be in London this time tomorrow. So I will, I'll do that tonight. So 007 for my week ahead spread. And then Metanoia Marseille, second edition for my morning spread. Black Line Tarot for my evening spread. And then my oracle isn't an oracle, but it's not a tarot either. It's a playing card deck. There was only 35 made. This is number 23. I can't even remember what it's called, you know. Sandra might. Tweets and Twisted. So it's a playing card deck, but I tend to, in the mornings when I do my 3-card spread, I will pull an oracle card. So I've been pulling this, and I'm taking kind of the association. So for instance, if we're thinking of, let's look at this one. 7 of Diamonds. We know that that's the Ursu. We know it's about new growth and going in a new direction. We know it's about having inner conviction. So that's just a message to take through the day, like any sort of oracle deck, really. There's my little grub, look. He's here. Isn't he just gorgeous? Oops, just face bombed into a pot full of sage. Oh, grub. And it's very shadowy, but I just love it. Talk about cute. I really want to grub. Do they sell them online? If you can get them, I mean, the shop is Dandelion Dreams, all one word. But when we went in this time, it didn't have any. And we mentioned, because I bought an art card as well last time. And when we was on about this, he said, yeah, we've sold out of our grubs. He says as soon as they come in, they go out. So you'd have to have a look just to see if he's got any and see if you could get one. The Joker Tarot is in my top 3 this year. Just can't pull it away. The Joker Tarot is brilliant, isn't it? I love the Joker Tarot. Talking of which, he looks like the Joker, doesn't he? The Batman Joker, anyway. And this is really, really nice. I mean, it was expensive for playing card deck. It's not what I'd normally pay for playing card deck, but there's 35 of them in the world. And it is really high quality. I don't know if it will show, but you can see the linen. It's really, really nice. And just adorable. I'll show a few more. Look. It's one of our jokers. the little heart. It's just so gorgeous. Now, I put one card down because I'll show it at the end, but talk about cuteness overload. Are you ready for this? Just look at the King of Clubs. Oh. I mean, come on. What is there not to love there? Gorgeous. So I've been using this as an oracle deck, just pulling a card since I got back, and really loved it. Joker Tarot is scary but beautiful. It's just amazing. I was going to grab it and show him, but I'm showing quite a lot of decks, aren't I? So, but it's just amazing. I mean, I loved the Merge of the Crows, was it? And I've got that. Lovely deck, although I was really gutted I didn't get the one with the red. They'd sold out by the time I got round to it. But the Joker Tarot is just incredible artwork, brilliant readings, really kind of hits you. It's great. Oh my gosh, so cute. Yeah. So anything else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else to share or show. Don't think there is. I think we're coming towards the end on the Kickstarter campaign as well, on the Blue Tarot. This deck, I think a few people have backed it that have watched the walkthroughs. It's rose petal, but this whole deck feels like it's rubber. It's just stunningly beautiful. Really gorgeous. I think there's a few days left on it. It's got these, and we very often, don't we, see gold, and I think it's really nice the silver embellishments on this, because it's got a blue icy kind of feel, the title and everything. I mean, look at this Wheel of Fortune. Look how gorgeous that is. It's one of the most beautiful decks I think I've ever held. Just really nice. I want this one. The star is just stunning. Look at her hair. And that sky. And I don't know if I should say or not, but I suppose I need to now I've said that. I just lost the chat. There we are, we're back. Finish setting up iPad. No, not now. The creator reached out to me, even though the deck had already funded on Kickstarter, and said, Simon, I wondered why I was being kept awake all night with orders coming in. And she says lots of people had said it was from your review. So I am planning on doing a reward for your subscribers. So we've had a little bit of a conversation as to what that might be. I won't say anything yet, but she says, I really want to say thank you to you and your community. And she's coming up with a few ideas. So that'll be something really nice. Look at that Hermit card. I mean, oh my gosh, isn't it just gorgeous? And big up, I'm going to have to put my finger over that because some people don't, YouTube doesn't like nudity now. But big up oversized as well. You know, body diversity, great. Page of Cups is awesome. But the whole deck has just got this incredible vibe to it. It's really stunning. Look at the jaws of that lion in the strength card. She's not phased at all. Look, she's so serene. One of my favorite death cards. I mean, what is there not to love about this death card? Anyway, again, won't show them all, but incredible deck. Incredible. It's the blue tarot, Brianne. It's on Kickstarter at the moment. It's already funded. I think it had already funded by the time I did the review. It just kind of funded within a day or so. And I can understand why. But obviously, if you still back it, then, you know, more the better. Lily Rose says, Simon, speaking of Kickstarter, James Battersby, who created the Winterweight Tarot, etc., has left Indiegogo because the platform was brought over. So he's now on Kickstarter. I think Ross Salerno also did the same thing because he was on Indiegogo for, you know, the New Choice Tarot de Marseille. That funded as well. That was nail biting. That got down to the last 24 hours and it was still a couple of £100 from crossing the line. And I was like, is it going to do it? And it did it. So I was really pleased for him because I interviewed him recently and he's a lovely, lovely chap. So I was really pleased that the 3rd edition with those magenta gold gilt edges is coming out because New Choice Tarot de Marseille is such a stunningly beautiful deck as well, just like the others. So, all right. So we're coming towards the end. Unless there's any other questions or anything anybody wants to say, I'll pull a tile for us. Woke up early and caught my first live and now I'm going. Sorry, Lee. Since moving to Australia 3 years ago, I've missed everybody. Wow. It's lovely to have caught you for the time that I was here. What time is it where you are in Australia? I bet it's about 7 a.m, is it? Are you like 11 hours, 20 past 7, something like that? Anyway, let's pull a tile. Let's have a good circle, good rattle around. Yeah, Robin, are you still here? We have the 3 of Wands. Seek new adventures this week. Is there anything I can say more than that, really? Seek new adventures. Be open to different perspectives as well. It's never too late to start a journey. And the reason why I said that is because when I went for a coffee with a friend this afternoon, he was on about, you know, I'm too old now. I'd really would have gone for that role and I would have undertaken the qualification. I'm like, do it. Just do it. Go for the qualification. You're never too old. And it's the same, isn't it? You know, be open to new perspectives, opportunities when they come. It's never too late to start a new journey and seek out new adventures. Keep life exciting and fresh, and don't just stand watching and waiting, or stand watching other people having their adventures. Have your adventures as well. And it doesn't matter, you know, it might not seem like an adventure to some, but it'll be an adventure for you. So yeah, go with what excites you, what motivates you. If you've got a desire and you want to do it, go for it. Bye, Jen. And I was going to say, I put it back and I've got to do my Hermit's Cave write-up, but I'll choose a card from something else because I do anyway, so I'll do that. All right. Well, thank you for being here, everybody. Have a fantastic fantastic rest of your weekend. That's why I'm giving me a thumbs down, because my hands are locked. So let's really confuse it and do... is it not working now? Oh, maybe it's that. That's it. I just had to tuck my thumbs in. Yeah, have a fantastic weekend. There is a video scheduled to go out Monday while I'm away, and I'll be back on Wednesday as well. So, all right. And yeah, lovely to hang out with you all. Until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.